Ladies and gentlemen, in life we often invest our time, energy, and emotions in people who seem important to us. We celebrate their successes, support them during hardships, and keep them close in our hearts. But what happens when these very people forget us? When they stop acknowledging our presence? When they no longer reciprocate our kindness or remember the little things that once mattered? One of the most profound reasons to forget those who forget you is to reclaim your self-respect. When someone consistently overlooks your presence or dismisses your efforts, it chips away at your sense of value. Holding on to such relationships means you are allowing others to dictate how you should feel about yourself, often leaving you feeling unimportant or unworthy. By consciously choosing to forget those who forget you, you are sending a powerful message, not only to them but to yourself, that your worth is not dependent on their recognition or approval. Self-respect is the foundation upon which all healthy relationships are built. It means valuing yourself enough to walk away from those who do not treat you with the care and consideration you deserve. It's not an act of arrogance, but an act of self-love and protection. When you stop trying to remind others of your presence or pleading for their attention, you stop giving them the power to undermine your confidence. Instead, you affirm your own dignity and set a standard for how you expect to be treated. Moreover, letting go of those who forget you preserves your mental and emotional health. Constantly chasing the approval or acknowledgement of people who neglect you creates a cycle of disappointment and self-doubt. This can erode your inner peace and make you question your own value. By choosing to forget them, you break this toxic cycle. You reclaim control over your emotions and protect yourself from the hurt that comes from being ignored or forgotten by people who should care. Finally, forgetting those who forget you is an empowering act of prioritizing your well-being. It reflects a deep understanding that your self-respect cannot be compromised for the sake of maintaining a one-sided relationship. This choice frees you from emotional dependency and allows you to focus on nurturing yourself. It is a conscious decision to honor your own needs and happiness, recognizing that true respect starts from within and radiates outward to all aspects of your life. Emotional growth is a vital outcome of choosing to forget those who forget you. When someone neglects your presence or stops valuing your contributions, it can initially feel like a personal rejection. However, by embracing this experience as an opportunity rather than a setback, you embark on a journey of self-discovery and maturity. Emotional growth means learning to manage your feelings healthily, recognizing your worth, independent of others' recognition, and developing resilience in the face of hurt or disappointment. One of the key aspects of emotional growth is understanding that not all relationships are meant to last forever. People come and go in our lives, and some connections serve their purpose only for a season. Forgetting those who forget you is a way of acknowledging this reality without bitterness. It's about accepting that some relationships are one-sided or outgrown, and that clinging to them only holds you back. This acceptance fosters emotional intelligence, allowing you to let go gracefully and move forward with a clearer heart and mind. Emotional growth also involves cultivating boundaries. and exhausting yourself trying to maintain connections that drain you. Isn't exhausting yourself trying to maintain connections that is health to avoid that pressure and gold? It have been exhausting. It's responsible for this boundary setting is crucial for healthy emotional development and long-term happiness. Furthermore, emotional growth gained through forgetting those who forget you encourages self-reliance and inner strength. It empowers you to find validation within yourself instead of seeking it externally. You learn to nurture your own happiness and confidence, independent of others' actions or opinions. This shift from external validation to internal assurance is a hallmark of emotional maturity. It allows you to navigate future relationships with a balanced perspective, free from dependency or fear of being forgotten. One of the most overlooked yet crucial reasons to forget those who forget you is to conserve your energy. Relationships, whether personal or professional, require emotional investment. When you continuously pour your time, attention, and care into people who do not reciprocate or even acknowledge your efforts, you drain your emotional reserves. This imbalance creates fatigue, frustration, and sometimes even resentment. By choosing to forget those who forget you, you protect yourself from wasting your precious energy on relationships that offer little to no return. Come. Those energy conservation is not just about physical stamina, but about preserving your mental and emotional well-being. When your thoughts and emotions are constantly tied up with people who neglect or overlook you, it can lead to anxiety and emotional exhaustion. This constant mental engagement in trying to gain their attention or approval becomes a heavy burden. Forgetting those who forget you helps break this cycle. It clears your mind from unnecessary worry and emotional strain, allowing you to redirect your focus toward positive, uplifting, and mutually supportive connections. Moreover, conserving your energy enables you to invest more fully in yourself and your passions. When you stop chasing after those who do not value you, you reclaim time and mental space that can be better spent on personal growth, hobbies, and building healthy relationships. Your energy is a limited resource, and spending it wisely amplifies your overall well-being and happiness. Forgetting those who forget you is a conscious choice to prioritize your own growth and joy rather than wasting effort on relationships that leave you depleted. Finally, by conserving your energy, you set a precedent for how others should treat you. When you no longer tolerate one-sided relationships, you send a clear message about your boundaries and self-worth. People begin to understand that your time and attention are valuable and not to be taken for granted. This shift in dynamic encourages more balanced, respectful, and genuine connections in the future. Energy conservation through forgetting those who forget you is not just about self-preservation, but also about cultivating healthier relationships moving forward. Life is incredibly short and fragile, which makes the way we spend our time profoundly important. Each moment that passes is irreplaceable, and once it's gone, it cannot be reclaimed. When you hold on to people who forget you or neglect your presence, you are essentially sacrificing valuable time and energy that could be used to nurture relationships that truly matter. Understanding that life's time is limited encourages us to be more intentional with whom we invest our emotional resources, reminding us to forget those who forget us so we don't waste these precious moments. The reality of limited time means we must prioritize our happiness and well-being. Life presents countless opportunities for growth, joy, and connection, but clinging to people who disregard you can prevent you from fully experiencing them. Time spent trying to get noticed or remembered by someone who overlooks you is time spent away from activities, people, and experiences that could enrich your life. This perspective urges us to recognize when a relationship is no longer serving us and to courageously let it go, to make room for new and fulfilling chapters. Additionally, recognizing life's limited nature inspires urgency in personal growth and healing. When someone forgets you, it can feel like a personal loss, but it's also a chance to redirect your focus towards your own development and happiness. You realize that waiting for validation or acknowledgement from those who don't offer it is a misuse of your finite time. Instead, you begin to dedicate your energy to goals, dreams, and connections that bring you peace and fulfillment. This mindset of urgency helps cultivate a life lived intentionally and with purpose. Finally, embracing the idea that life is short helps shift your emotional priorities from resentment or bitterness to gratitude and self-care. Forgetting those who forget you is not an act of spite, but a conscious decision to cherish the time you have left on this earth by surrounding yourself with positivity and love. It motivates you to release what no longer serves you emotionally and to invest deeply in the relationships and experiences that truly bring meaning to your life. In this way, the limited nature of life becomes a powerful catalyst for letting go and moving forward. Focusing on mutual relationships is essential for emotional balance and genuine connection. When you find yourself continuously reaching out or remembering someone who consistently forgets or neglects you, it creates a one-sided dynamic that can be emotionally exhausting. Mutual relationships, by contrast, by choosing to forget those who forget you, you open the door to investing in relationships where both parties value and cherish each other equally, creating a healthier and more fulfilling social environment. Mutual relationships foster trust and security because both individuals are actively engaged and committed. When you prioritize these kinds of relationships, you no longer have to question whether your feelings and efforts are being returned. This sense of mutual respect and understanding creates a safe space where vulnerability is welcomed and emotional needs are met. It is this reciprocal dynamic that allows connections to deepen over time, building a foundation of genuine support rather than the anxiety and uncertainty that comes with feeling forgotten or ignored. Additionally, focusing on mutual relationships saves you from the pain of unfulfilled expectations. When a relationship is imbalanced, you may find yourself constantly hoping or waiting for recognition that never comes. This cycle can lead to disappointment and hurt, causing you to doubt your own worth. By consciously choosing to forget those who forget you, you break free from this pattern and set yourself free to engage with people who naturally reciprocate your kindness and attention. This shift nurtures your emotional health and contributes to more joyful, meaningful interactions. Finally, mutual relationships encourage growth for both parties involved. When respect and care are shared equally, both individuals are motivated to support and uplift one another. This positive exchange fosters personal development as each person feels valued and empowered. Forgetting those who forget you is a way of clearing out relationships that drain you emotionally, so you can focus on those that inspire you to be your best self. This conscious decision leads to a richer and more rewarding social life, filled with connections that truly matter. Healing is an essential process that begins the moment you decide to forget those who forget you. When someone neglects or forgets your presence, it often leaves wounds that affect your emotional well-being and self-esteem. Holding on to these feelings only prolongs the pain and delays your journey toward recovery. By consciously choosing to let go, you create the necessary space to start healing. And this healing process allows you to mend emotional scars, regain your confidence, and restore your inner peace, paving the way for a healthier mindset. The act of forgetting those who forget you symbolizes a fresh start, a new beginning that offers hope and possibility. It's a powerful declaration that you will not allow past hurts or disappointments to define your future. Every ending creates room for something new to emerge. By releasing toxic or one-sided relationships, you free yourself from emotional baggage that weighs you down. This liberation opens your heart and mind to new experiences, friendships, and opportunities that align better with your true self and value. New beginnings also mean rediscovering yourself and your priorities. When you forget those who forget you, you redirect your focus inward, giving yourself permission to grow, learn, and evolve. This self-discovery often leads to increased self-awareness, helping you understand what you truly want and deserve in your relationships. It is a time for self-care, reflection, and setting boundaries that protect your well-being. Embracing this phase with openness and optimism can transform your life, making it richer and more fulfilling than before. Moreover, healing and new beginnings encourage resilience and hope. Letting go of those who forget you can be difficult, but it strengthens your ability to cope with loss and change. This resilience builds emotional fortitude, making you better equipped to handle future challenges. It also nurtures hope for the future, reminding you that every ending is a chance to rewrite your story with greater wisdom and self-love. This hopeful outlook empowers you to move forward with confidence, ready to welcome meaningful and reciprocal connections into your life. Shining for yourself means embracing your own worth and value, regardless of whether others notice or appreciate you. Too often, people tie their sense of happiness and self-esteem to external validation, waiting for others to recognize their efforts, talents, or presence. However, true confidence comes from within, from recognizing your own light and choosing to shine brightly even when no one else seems to see it. When you forget those who forget you, you free yourself from the need for external approval and instead celebrate your unique qualities and strengths on your own terms. This act of shining for yourself is deeply empowering. It shifts the source of your happiness from outside influences to your internal well-being. You become less dependent on others to boost your morale or validate your identity. Instead, you learn to nurture your own self-love and acceptance. This self-illumination creates a powerful foundation of resilience, allowing you to remain steady and confident in the face of rejection, neglect, or forgetfulness. By shining for yourself, you cultivate a personal light that no one can dim or take away. Moreover, shining for yourself inspires those around you. When you radiate confidence and self-respect, you set an example of how to live authentically and courageously. Others are drawn to your genuine energy and positive outlook. This magnetic quality can lead to healthier, more meaningful relationships because people want to be around those who are secure in themselves and not seeking constant reassurance. Your light becomes a beacon, attracting connections that are uplifting and reciprocal, rather than draining or one-sided. Finally, choosing to shine for yourself is a continuous journey of growth and self-discovery. It means committing to your own happiness, passions, and dreams regardless of external circumstances. It encourages you to invest in yourself, your talents, your health, and your goals with unwavering dedication. This ongoing process not only builds your confidence but also enriches your life in countless ways. By shining for yourself, you ensure that your peace and joy come from a place of inner strength and not from the fleeting approval of others. In conclusion, forgetting those who forget you is not an act of bitterness, but one of self-love and wisdom. It is a powerful step toward reclaiming your peace, protecting your energy, and fostering the kind of relationships that truly nourish your soul. Remember, you are worthy of being valued and remembered, not just by others, but most importantly by yourself. So choose to shine for yourself. Let go of what no longer serves you and open your heart to the endless possibilities that await when you prioritize your own happiness. Your journey toward healing, growth, and fulfillment begins the moment you decide to forget who forgets you.